Today we are going to talk about why we should not be waiting for retirement to start living, which has been the recipe for disaster that some countries, especially the United States, where I'm from, has been following for so many years. And people are waking up to the reality that their loyalty to their employers is misplaced. Their employers are not loyal to them, and they are seeing that through mass layoffs. We see that in both the public and the private sectors, and rarely in the U.S. have we ever seen that in the public sector. So that is giving people a lot of perspective on what it means to be loyal. Now, I'm not saying to not go to work and do a good job. Whatever you sign up for in terms of work, take pride in your work. Have a good attitude. Have a good work ethic. But I am not saying that waiting for retirement is a good thing. It's often not. And this video is inspired by a lot of death that has been happening in my life, and people who have been dying around me much earlier than they should be. The reason I am encouraging people to start living now and to not obsess about their careers and climbing that corporate ladder is because you only have right now. That is the only thing you are guaranteed. You are not guaranteed the next second or the next second or the next. You're not guaranteed tomorrow. You're not guaranteed tonight. You're not guaranteed next week. And the last thing you want to do is to have regrets. Now, I'm going to be very clear. If something happened to me and I were not alive tomorrow, I would feel very good about my life. I have done a lot. I'm almost 50, and I feel that I have lived I have lived so much. I have seen so much. I've done so much. There is still a lot more I would love to do and love to see and experience. But would I regret my life or how I lived my life if I were to pass on tomorrow? No. And that is what I hope for everyone. And it is not too late to change the way you live. It is not. A lot of people tell me, oh, that's easy for you to say. You don't have kids, you don't have a mortgage, you don't have responsibilities. Correct. I crafted my life that way. But just because you have those responsibilities does not mean you can't change the way you live. I know lots of people with children who have transformed their lives. I actually have a wonderful viewer and her husband. They sometimes watch the videos together, but it's mostly my friend, the wife. And they ditched their office jobs and started a farm in middle age, okay? And they are just the most wonderful people. And their kids are having a blast. They are living a much more low-cost life than they ever were in the suburbs and working in city office jobs. And they have a lot more free time, and they have a lot more time with their children. Now, it's just how much are you willing to change? There are always, I don't necessarily think there are always solutions, but there are trade-offs. And then those trade-offs may become the solution for you. Okay? A lot of people want to complain about their situations, talk about why it's not possible for them to change and to live free and to really start living instead of waiting for retirement. And they use those responsibilities as an excuse. But what they really fail to do is to look at how they can change their spending, how they live their lives, how they use their time. A lot of people waste tremendous amounts of time in which they can be transforming their life. It's, people always use that expression, killed time. I'm not sure why you want to do that. It is your most precious gift. It is your only asset in this world that you are guaranteed is 24 hours a day, as Arnold Bennett once said. And, you could really use that time to make changes in your life, whether it's to start a new habit, a healthy habit, like taking a walk first thing in the day, or reading a book, or starting a new hobby, whatever it is, or planning how you're going to move or to live a different life. You know, a lot of people have houses they really don't need, that are massive compared to what they actually need. You know, they're just paying rent on their stuff. That's what it is to a bank for the most part, is paying rent on your stuff. And the less stuff you have, the more free you are. You know, if you focus on living and experiencing and just transforming your life in that way, then you will buy less stuff. It's really simple. And I just would hate for people to become so unhealthy or debilitated that when they get to retirement, they cannot do all the things they wanted to do, all the things they said they would do when they retire. And that's usually what happens. And then these folks end up plastered in their recliners or on the sofa in front of their TVs or on their phones or their tablets. And they're not busy living. So then the word retirement becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. What does that mean? Okay, so let's break down the etymology of the word, or the word origin here. So ment is a state of being, and ment is also refers to mind, okay, in Latin. And then you go to re means like again, tire, okay, so it means to tire your mind again, or to be tired again. Why are you going to wait for that? Why not just live your life now, okay? Retirement is not the solution. Yes, it's okay to retire, but make sure that you're living in the meantime. Take sabbaticals. I have taken time off between jobs many, many times. And again, I have taken on unconventional work as for someone my age and my educational background. I have chosen not to pursue a career. I have chosen freedom of time and space. It's still a work in progress, but I have had a lot of freedom of time and space, hence a lot of moving to cool new places and different types of work. And I believe that you can do it too. You have to make the choice, and you are the only one who can do it for you. No one else can. Okay? So the message of this video is your time is valuable. Your time is yours. And whether you choose to waste it or make the most of it is, again, your choice. And it will determine the shape of your life, the joy in your life, and how fulfilled you feel throughout your life. Now, if pensions aren't there, if Social Security is not there, if your savings aren't there, you know, you don't know what the stock market's going to do. When you need to retire, what are you going to do? That's why I choose to spend my time and a lot of my money on experiencing life now and making the most of it and keeping myself healthy and well and bringing a lot of joy to the people that I have in my life and supporting them and being kind to them and being good, than focusing on career and loyalty to employers. I am always loyal to employers in the sense that I will treat them with respect. I will do my job well. I will show up on time. I almost always am at work regardless. I usually am quite healthy, so missing work is not a common trend. And then if I choose to leave, there's always ample notice, you know. So I'm not disrespecting employers here. I want to be clear about that. But I am saying that we owe it to ourselves to put ourselves first and to orient our lives around ourselves and not our jobs. Because as you have all discovered or are discovering, whether it's by watching on YouTube or through friends or through your own experiences, loyalty and giving your life over to your employer is not the answer. They're not going to give their lives over to you. All right, I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for being here. Take care.